Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal with eXp Realty updating you with our Greater Toronto Area real estate numbers for May 2023. We have all the data extracted from the MLS. We're going to take a look at the numbers together, and I'm also going to share my market predictions. This is the most positive market update we have had in a very long while. Whether you are a buyer, whether you are a seller, whether you're a real estate agent, the market is very positive because there is real estate activity, so the number of transactions is up, but also the average price is almost back to where it was during the peak of the market last year. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, drop a like. Don't forget I have YouTube shorts as well that are accessible by your cell phone. I'm posting every single day. Make sure to connect with me on Instagram. And real estate agents, if you're looking for a great brokerage, definitely contact me to learn more about eXp Realty, where we're looking at the real estate numbers on a month-by-month basis. Based on my experience, these are the really important numbers for you to understand specifically what's happening in the market. That's the number of sales, active listings, MOI, which stands for months of inventory, which is how long it'll take the existing listing supply to sell, the average price, and DOM, which stands for days on market. And looking at the month of May, we had over 9,000 sales. Look at the past year, even look at May 2022, there was 7,200 sales. So why this matters for you, that the number of sales is higher, is the fact that we're not going to see as much pessimism about the market. Before, we had people talking about the recession. We had people saying that the prices were going to continue to decrease. All of that rubbish is now gone. And all that fear and panic that we had prior was definitely affecting buyer demand. Now buyers, they're a little bit more comfortable purchasing, knowing that the average price is not going to continue to trend downwards as it was doing towards the beginning of the year. And not only the number of sales is up, but the number of active listings similarly is up. It's just almost about 12,000 active listings. Looking at the several months prior, there weren't as many active listings. Now, this is not a bad thing though, because the number of sales has also increased. When it can be seen as a problem is if the number of active listings is increasing at a faster rate as the number of sales is. And that's what's reflected in the MOI. We're taking into account the number of active listings and the number of sales, which is telling us about the general health of the market and whether the market is more of a seller's market or a market that's more advantageous for buyers. So the lower this number is, the more advantageous the market's going to be for sellers, and the higher the number is, the more of an advantage there is for buyers in the marketplace. And our MOI is 1.32. Again, this is the lowest number we have seen since early 2022. MOI back in January 2023 was 3.00, and as you can see, that's because of the very few sales that took place and the number of active listings. Potential home sellers, if there was ever a good time to list your property for sale, it would be right now. The only exception to that is, let's say there are several houses up for sale on your particular street, they're not selling, then maybe you would have to think twice, or as always, reach out to a professional so I can guide you as far as whether it may not be the right time to sell or the right time to sell. But looking at this data, if you list your property, most likely you will sell for a price that you're very happy with, and you'll be able to sell in a very short amount of time, probably with bidding wars. And the news only gets better because our average price is the highest it has been actually since May 2022. Our average price now is at $1,200,000, and this takes into account all properties across the GTA and all home styles. And our average price, it's been increasing ever since January. January was only $1,040,000, when you can say maybe the market somewhat bottomed out. But again, these numbers, they're way higher than they were back in 2021. It's looking like the average price really will never again decrease below $1 million. And looking at DOM, which stands for days on market, it's at 14 days on market. And just like the average price, how this number is the highest it's been since May 2022, we actually have to go back all the way to May 2022 to a time when the DOM was this low. And from being in the market every single day, I can share with you 14 days on the market actually feels like longer than it actually is. We're seeing a lot of properties sell within days. The only reason some properties are taking a bit more time to sell is because the sellers have opted for the strategy of listing their property for a bidding war, in which in most cases they may not be taking preemptive offers and would postpone the offer date to about 7 to 10 days after listing the property. The next chart here shows the average price and how it has changed across different property styles: detached homes, semi-detached homes, townhomes, and condo apartments. Detached homes, they've actually increased in price if we compare May 2022 to May 2023 by 0.6%. Semis are down by 0.5%. Townhouses are up by 2.5%, and condo apartments are only down by 3%. So there's a lot of similarities in the different style of homes for sale. Unfortunately, if you have any doubts at all about purchasing real estate, your confidence levels and your spirit spirits towards purchasing a property should be lifted by looking at this data over here. We can see how the average price has increased over the past 5 years. And this data really tells us that sure, maybe the average price may come down, but that's only temporary because real estate is always going to be a safe investment long term. If you are considering buying or selling, call me, as my customers get excellent service, and real estate agents looking for a great brokerage to increase your business. I will train you, I will mentor you, I will coach you. Definitely reach out to me to learn more. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time.